In recent years, it's become quite common to play around with colorizing old black and white photos and videos. This time, let's try that playful experiment with the help of our esteemed AI. There are many AI models that have been specially trained for colorization, but we've decided to enlist the help of a more general-purpose image generation AI. Why? Because when a bit of hallucination is mixed in, the results tend to be more amusing. That said, if the hallucinations are too wild as they were in the past, the original atmosphere of the photo gets lost. So we'll go with an AI that maintains a reasonable level of consistency. Fortunately, several new AI models have emerged recently that pride themselves on preserving consistency in characters and scenery, and they're available for use without any offerings, i.e., free of charge. We'll be trying out a few of those. One such model is called the Q1 Image Edit. Although it hails from a certain country that raises some concerns, it runs locally, so it should be fine. I've included links to the setup diagram and its digital residence in the description. The setup used this time has been slightly modified, but it's mostly based on the original. There's plenty of information online about how to summon and instruct the AI, so feel free to tinker with it using those resources. For the old photo materials, we'll be using public domain images and some from our personal collection. Let's start with a few old steam locomotive photos. While adding color, we'll also upscale them to near 4K resolution. AI upscaling tends to introduce hallucinations, but we decided to give it a try anyway. The prompts are simple, just steam locomotive and sunny weather in English. We didn't include any specific instructions about color or background. Despite some minor hallucinations and imaginative touches, the results are beautifully colorized, depicting a locomotive running under bright early summer sunlight. When I added a prompt to increase the emission of smoke and steam, this was the result. While the prompt did have the intended effect, it also made the image feel more obviously AI generated, which was a bit disappointing. Prompts that alter the composition or scenery tend to trigger more extensive regeneration of the entire image, so for now, this trade-off seems unavoidable. This scene shows C-53 and the people waiting for it to pass. The casually scattered figures standing inside the tracks evoke the atmosphere of that era. The previous prompt to increase smoke and steam is still active. Although the forward blasting steam looks somewhat unnatural, the image does not feel overly AI generated. Next is the passing of a double, headed D51. The prompt for smoke and steam has been removed, but the image still looks unmistakably AI generated. We humble users are at the mercy of the whims of the AI overlord. Incidentally, skipping the high-resolution enhancement seems to improve the texture of the ballast and trees, reducing the AI-generated feel. Adding a prompt for a slightly misty atmosphere also helps bring the image closer to the original mood. This one turned out well. Although the extended frame includes more fly swatters, the overall composition feels quite natural. This version has been cropped to the original angle to eliminate hallucinations, and even the text on the signboard is naturally reproduced. With a touch of mist added, it could become a very convincing image. Now, how does it fare with a photo of significantly poor quality? In this case, hallucinations appeared, and a large Western-style locomotive, absent from the original image, dominated the scene. When we added a prompt specifying "own locomotive pulling a train," the entire image was rewritten, seemingly ignoring the original photo altogether. It seems that when prompts include compositional instructions, hallucinations and fantasies tend to take precedence. On the other hand, when working with an electric locomotive, if the entire engine is clearly visible, even in a low-quality photo, the results are surprisingly good. Although the prompt included nothing but the weather, the image was colorized in a way that resembles the ED41 quite well. As expected, the model number plate couldn't be read properly, resulting in some oddities. Here we have an American direct-drive steam turbine locomotive. The mountain behind the tender was misinterpreted as part of the tender's structure, causing it to merge with the locomotive. Behind it, a hallucinated passenger car appears to be getting pulled. Now, how about the 583 series? The prompt was sunny weather. A cream-colored railway vehicle, with dark blue around the windows and along the lower edge of the body, and 4 whisker-like stripes on both sides of the front face. This didn't go well. Hallucinations and fantasies emerged, and both the vehicle and the train formation turned out strange. It seems the original image had the train too far in the background, making it hard for the AI to recognize details. So we switched to one where the train was more prominently featured. That worked much better. Although the typhoon cover was mistaken for a headlight, the rest of the image closely reproduced the original. Even the text, normally a weak point for AI, was surprisingly well rendered. Let's try the Kiha 82 next. We added the body color, stripe placement, and weather to the prompt. The result was impressive. The limited express symbol on the gangway door turned red, and the passenger windows took on a unit-style appearance, but overall it was quite well done. Now let's change the weather to snow. This triggered hallucinations again, and the coloring became strange. Here we have the back view of a railway enthusiast photographing the 481 series, Shioji Limited Express. The person was rendered well, and another photographer appeared in the lower left corner. However, the train itself suffered. The body's color separation, the express symbol, and the overhead wires were all distorted. As for the 181 series, same story, the color separation was once again off. How does the rooftop radiator, photographed from above, turn out? Surprisingly well, it seems. A passenger car-like object parked in the front right area is also nicely rendered in a traditional grape color. Despite no color instructions being given, the AI, born in a certain country known for favoring flashy palettes, appears to understand the atmosphere of Japan's bygone railway era. To reduce hallucinations caused by expanded framing, we tried zooming in slightly. Oddly enough, this resulted in less color information. It seems the AI was relying on hallucinations for its colorization, and now that they're harder to come by, it appears to have gotten a bit grumpy. Let's try using a Kiha 58 unit that once ran in Shikoku, adorned with a stripe. We began with a simple prompt: a cream-colored body with a red stripe, and sunny weather. Based on the tonal contrast in the original photo, we expected the red and cream separation to work well, but it didn't. So we tried a more detailed prompt: cream-colored body, red around the windows, a red stripe along the lower edge, and 2 red whisker-like stripes on the front. This produced a result that closely matched the original paint scheme, and seems quite usable, though some hallucinations, like broken tracks, still appeared. In a side view composition of the train formation, we omitted the stripe-related prompt. Unfortunately, the crucial whisker stripes became unclear, and hallucinations emerged in the expanded framing. This one also features a Haigaza beard, but it's the Kiha 55 from the Shimabara Railway. Its distinctive features have been buried in the hallucinations. Still, with close-up images like this, the results are reasonably good. What happens with an underexposed photo? All the vehicles turned into something resembling Kiha 65 units, but the overall atmosphere was preserved. Now let's try a snowy landscape. As expected, when we ask for a major background change, hallucinations appear in the train and tracks, causing structural breakdowns. How about changing the weather to cloudy? This resulted in fewer distortions, and even the windows of the trailing cars were improved. Here's what happened with the Kiha 391. Despite the photo showing a close-up of the vehicle, hallucinations were rampant, resulting in a rather disappointing outcome. Now, how does it fare with a faded color photo? The prompt specified only the weather, with no mention of the vehicle's color. Due to the AI's tendency to expand the image with imagined surroundings, the train formation gets cut off at the left edge. That aside, the result is quite impressive. And how about this one? Again, a surprisingly good result. The atmosphere of the second car, a Kia 26, is remarkably well captured. Hats off to the AI. Here's what happened with the 583 series. Since the train is far in the background, the running line appears to have changed, and some details are off, but the color tone is reasonably accurate. This next one shows a 153 series EMU passing what appears to be a Kia 82 Yuga Limited Express. Due to the low resolution of the original photo, hallucinations appear in the finer details, but overall, the result is quite good. In this case, the overhead equipment behind the pantograph triggered hallucinations, and the upscaling induced expansion of the frame, caused the catenary equipments to become distorted. When I cast a prompt to minimize frame expansion, this is what happens. The hallucinations that used to appear around the edges are gone, resulting in an image that better reflects the original atmosphere. The same effect can be achieved with this photo as well. Adding fog gives it this look, which also creates a nice mood. As for the 583 series that didn't work well earlier, applying this method without upscaling yields surprisingly good results. In this case, upscaling introduced a strange phantom at the bottom, but everything else turned out well. Since the AI seems to be in a good mood, let's try again with the snowy scene that didn't work before. This one is excellent. Once again, a hallucination appears at the bottom, and amusingly, the string 0.1% from the prompt shows up like a ghostly artifact. Let's try another snowy scene, the one where it passes the Huga Naha from earlier. In this case, the left edge was expanded and filled in with hallucinations, resulting in a window that wasn't in the original photo. However, that window and the train body reflect the Kihut 82 formation, and even if it's a hallucination, I must say I'm impressed by the AI's thoughtful touch. Let's try some non-railway vintage footage while we're at it. First up, the commonly used footage of the RMS Titanic. Once again, the prompt only specifies the weather. It looks like a trial run scene, and aside from the smokestack being rendered in a rather intense red, there are no major breakdowns. Next up, the battleship Yamato. This photo, taken during outfitting in Kure after the ship's launch, captures the atmosphere quite well. However, hallucinations have appeared around the vessel floating in the front, left area. Next is a well-known image of the Yamato undergoing full-power sea trials off the coast of Keichi. The colorization lacks impact, and the sense of grandeur as it charges ahead at full speed is unfortunately lost. Here we have the Yamato and Musashi anchored at Truk Island. Due to the rough quality of the original image, hallucinations appear in the finer details. But the tents on the deck and buoy-like objects around them are depicted. Now for the jet fighter, Kika. This one turned out quite well, almost like a scene from a movie. As mentioned in the gas turbine video, during the post-war occupation, the Japanese National Railways served as a cover to continue developing this technology. Let's jump back in time to the Meiji era. A street scene with rickshaws running through it. This is also rendered quite nicely. Here's a group photo of the Kiheitai from the Chaoshu domain. As the name suggests, Western-style military uniforms were likely a rare sight at the time. And here's a commemorative photo of the shogunate forces in Western-style uniforms. One wonders how people of the time perceived this combination of topknots, swords, and foreign attire. After experimenting like this, it becomes clear that geometrically structured objects like rail vehicles and patterned surfaces are still a challenge for general-purpose image generation AIs. However, there are certainly cases where such AIs can be effectively used to colorize and upscale black and white photos. On the other hand, natural background elements and non-geometric structures are less likely to appear broken to the human eye, making high-quality enhancement possible even without detailed prompts, almost at a practical level. With the assistance of the AI, it is possible to make various adjustments, such as weather and sunlight conditions based on the time of day. The more changes you apply, the more the image tends to be plagued by hallucinations, but occasionally, you may discover truly impressive results. You'll need a reasonably capable PC, but the application itself is free, and updates are free too. For modern folks burdened by endless offerings and subscriptions, this is a welcome relief. If you're someone who wants to revive old black and white or faded railway photos, it might be fun to ask these AI models for help and see what they come up with.